So over the past few videos, we've talked about super modifieds and the pure uncut insanity that is that form of racing. And for good reason. Super modified racing is the result of having an extremely thin rule book and letting competitors come up with whatever the hell they want, and yet somehow it still produces incredibly close and compelling racing. Not to mention these things are faster around pretty much any oval than the current NASCAR Cup car. And last time we talked about the 2011 Bristol Speed Trials, where a super modified was more than a second and a half faster around the half-mile Bristol Oval than the fastest a NASCAR Cup car. But what if I told you on that day in 2011 that the super modified, while ballistically fast, wasn't the fastest to lap the oval? See, that honor went to this, and that is a 410 sprint car, and they are obviously stupid fast. Now, when you look at the top of the heap when it comes to sprint car racing, it looks like someone took an engine, took some driveline, built a roll cage around it, and then bolted two massive wings to it without really considering the fact that some lunatic has to drive this thing. And speaking of those engines, well, it should come as no surprise that they're a good old-fashioned American pushrod V8 capable of 9,000 RPMs and are within a slightly spicy lawnmower's power output of 1,000 horsepower. So as you can imagine, old-fashioned horsepower, old-fashioned downforce leads to some pretty ballistic speeds. To give you some idea of how fast these things are, back in 2011 at the Bristol Speed Trials, a sprint car went around the half-mile circuit in 13.2 seconds, which is redonkulously fast. When Bristol threw dirt on their track and hosted some dirt races, a sprint car going around there, you'd think it would be a lot slower. And yeah, they were a bit slower, a tenth of a second slower, which means on dirt, these things still managed a 13.3 around Bristol, which is still faster than any Cup car has ever lapped Bristol. And lastly, if you need any sort of indication of just how batshit insane these cars are, this is Travis Pastrana. I don't need to tell you this man's resume, whether it comes to motocross, whether it comes to the X Games, rally car, NASCAR, you get the idea. This man is no stranger to taking massive risks and not giving an F in anything with, well, an engine and wheels. But when it came time for him to drive the top echelon of sprint cars, he hesitated, almost not driving the car because it scared the living crap out of him.
My biggest fear, I think, is
being on fire.
Being on fire, upside down, burning to death, not being able to get out, and I can't get out of this vehicle.